Welcome back, everyone. This is going to be the final run of the marathon with Tyler2022. How are you feeling, man?
Past couple weeks have been really tough, but you know, especially with this whole marathon and just there's a lot of people just come out and just showed like a lot of support. So before I started my run, I just wanted to give a huge thanks to everyone who has donated. If you've talked to me in any sort of a checkup on me, or you watch my stream in any way, or you're even involved in the community in any way, because this would not be possible without you guys, and this frankly would have been possible like if I didn't start speedrunning about back in January of 2017 or so. So yeah, it's just really crazy that there's this much support. And also a special shout out to Konami for promoting this through the social media pages on Twitter and on Facebook. Really appreciate that. So before I was supposed to be running the Substance version on PS2. The reason being is that there's some nostalgia behind that, because whenever we were going through some of my old photos, because my mom kept a whole lot of photos, and she pretty much cataloged most things from up until 2003 or so. So she has pictures of everything, and she even documented when this was and had a little glossary for each photo album. And one of them was a birthday party of I think I was turning 7 or so, and one of the games that I got was Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance. So that original disc is still in my possession, but I tried to get it to work last night, but unfortunately, as soon as I loaded up into Arsenal gear, it just would not work for some reason. It worked all the way through except Arsenal. But yeah, so this is the substitute. So, but there's a lot of cooler things going on for this version, especially in the last 24 hours. As I was practicing this morning, I didn't really find something, but I kind of ran into something that isn't very well known, because according to StealthEdge, this is only ever really seen through a Japanese task, which I'm sure 2 people have actually seen before. So you're going to be
one
seeing
of which
pretty
is
much
stealth.
Yes, pretty much. So that'll be in the plant chapter, because that's a pretty decent time save. I've been practicing it just to make sure that it's all good, because I was practicing, I think it was during your Ghost Battle run, and I found out about that. I'm like, oh, interesting. So anyway, enough talking. Let's just get started. I've been playing this on normal difficulty, slot 1. I had to remember for a second. Doing this for New Game +2. Reason being is that for the Silman cutscene, we want to skip it, we have to actually play through that and normal. I'm using radar, and about to start time. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Look, man,
Thanks.
I'm pretty gosh darn excited for this, because I've run this version and it's a pretty fun version to run.
Yeah, I mean, you had a lot in part to do with the new routing changes, because if you were looking at normal Metal Gear Solid 2 about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and you look at it now, it's a completely different route. It's just completely changed for the most part.
Let's look.
Thanks, guys in chat. Appreciate it. So for European Extreme, you would go to the left, but for normal, we're just going to go to the right side here. It's a little bit faster, since this door would actually be open, because on European Extreme, this door is actually locked, so a little bit faster path going here. Just going to play safe by letting this guard walk past us. And we're only going to be in tanker for a little while. We won't be here for too long. Most of the game is going to be plant, obviously, as, Raiden's the main character. Thanks, Minnie. Didn't really need to hold that guy up, but just playing it safe, because if you bump into him, it gets pretty nasty. And there's some weird Soul US things, which I'm sure Plywood can mention. Some of them are different camera angles. Some of them are you need to do specific actions in order to skip a cutscene. There's some cutscenes that are just unskippable, and there's just a big number of huge quirks in this version specifically. Gonna take the alert here, but it's okay.
Yeah, a fair amount of them are in tanker itself.
Yeah, for example, you cannot drop down a certain railing where you could in the other versions for whatever reason, so you have to take a longer path towards the end of the tanker.
Yeah, it's less awkward if you go straight to this version, but if you run like
It, yeah.
PC or HD collection, it gets a little weird going to this version.
Oh, she actually went left. Okay, let's see if I can get this. I'm not good at normal loop, but let's see what happens. Eep, I think that was a little too early. Let's see. Oh, okay. Huh, this is working, I guess. Alright, yeah, this is a little jank, but this works.
Yeah, Olga Loop
Alright.
can kind of be surprising with its lenience sometimes. Sometimes it seems easier and sometimes it seems harder.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did hear that. That was that was
That was
intense.
pretty close. Yeah, that. Yeah, like it just started thundering like as soon as like I had joined the channel, so a little bit spooked out and kind of upset that it just now decided to start thundering, but hopefully it doesn't interfere with the marathon. But yeah, the normal loop I was never a fan of because for the extreme loop I find the setup for it a lot better and just a lot easier for me to do personally, but normal I feel is just a little bit more finicky for me to do, so that's why I was kind of scared doing that normal loop during the rain portion of the game.
Yeah, well, I have a feeling it's gonna continue beyond the rainy portion of the game, unfortunately.
Yeah, it
Sounds
never rains
very
in
close.
Shell. Yeah. There's a slightly faster strat, but that one is just more consistent, just better to do, and that's what I'm comfortable with. For the most part, I do most of the faster strats, but there are a couple of like normal specific things that I'm not too keen on doing that are like slightly faster, but it's all very minor time saves.
Yeah,
Right here, we're gonna be.
yeah. All I was gonna say is that the really cool thing about this game is just there's so many variations in the strats from room to room to room, even in Tinker.
Yep, this long staircase, gotta walk down, can't drop down. You can drop down on the other versions, but not this one. For whatever reason, you just can't drop down there. I don't know why that never made it into this version, or that was overlooked, I guess. Oop. Interesting. All right.
Okay.
All right.
MGS2, everyone.
That's something. Okay, so that's never happened before. You can mark that one down, by the way.
Okay. Mark that one down.
I've never had it exactly happen like that.
That was like the perfect sequence right there.
Gonna bump into him. He's gonna see me, so that way just another way to get through this without getting the cutscene. Just a little slower, but I had to improvise because of the bad pattern that I have now because I was too slow. Usually he would be in the perfect position for you to just trank him once and then fire the SOCOM later on, but because of that mess up there, I had to change up that just a little bit.
Oh yeah, worthwhile mentioning that like due to the button sensitivity on PS2 versions, you have to really press the buttons very hard. Yeah, you have to mash to open the doors very hard, and if you try to use D-pad here, you need to really press on the D-pad.
Wait till you get the second step and then move. A little bit tight, but it works. Also, this area is going to be very dark. Reason being is that for the shell portion of the game, for the outside part, especially during the Harrier fight, it gets really bright, so I had to turn down the brightness, so sorry for the really dark tanker, but just compensating for later on.
Yeah,
as the Harrier fight's blinding.
You either work around the Harrier fight or you work around tanker. Can't really have both.
Yeah. And Garwars is going to be pretty similar to what you see a lot of other people do, except for I'm going to go for, oh, almost had it, lethal. There's kind of a small lock-on in this game, and that can sometimes screw up your shots if you're trying to go for certain ones. Alright, and let's see if I can get this good. Alright, good, got them. So, another weird thing is that there's no like wall there, whereas for the other versions, there's an invisible wall that like you can't pass, but on the sole US version, you can actually walk forward, and that can change up some of their patterns a little bit, so you don't want to walk too much forward, because on the other versions, like, there's just a wall there, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, and get shot by an invisible guard.
Yeah, that's not there. I should have done that, to be honest. Okay, there we go.
The only thing that can stand up to a Metal Gear is, of course, another
Okay.
Metal Gear.
A little close, but we got it.
Tyler!
Also, frame rate drops quite a bit here because of all the Marines, so you're going to see I'm going to be running very slowly.
Yeah, they were really pushing the hardware, and I mean, this was early on in the PS2's life cycle. Also, right going into holds number 2, you can't roll into the door like you can on other versions.
Yep. Just hold up these 3 guards here.
Freeze. Freeze.
Another weird thing going into this hold, you have to re-equip the camera. Very weird.
Yeah, because they just take it away from you for whatever reason. Which actually lets you do slightly faster menuing, because you can just go right down to the digital camera. Because it doesn't matter for the ladder glitch, and since it unequips it, you can just do 1 down input rather than doing down and then left. Doing a 3 spot here, since 2 spot is not relevant on this version, and apparently PS2 Substance. I can never get it working for that either, so that must be a weird HD collection or like resolution thing, I guess. To look more into that.
The restreamer question, can you drop your bitrate a little bit?
Drop my bitrate.
Yeah, we're getting some. I don't know if it's.
Alright, I'm at 2K.
Okay.
Drop down 1500.
Try 1750.
Okay, changing now. Apply. Also, you cannot skip this on the US version.
Yep, that's why I was asking now. With
Metal Gear Rain. That is all. Dismissed.
Gotta be very patriotic in this version of the game. And an array of cutscenes, of course. Gotta skip all through these. Alright, and that's Tanker. About 9 minutes, so not too bad. Could have been a little bit faster, but it's okay.
Average
So now
tanker.
we're playing as so now we're playing as Raiden, who is much faster than Snake and is much better for like the speedrun in general because of his movement. But the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to show a little cool trick that doesn't really save that much time, but it does look really cool. Let's see if I can get it first try. Looks like I got it. This is swimming in the air. This doesn't really save that much time, but what it does do is, once I start swimming up here and go up these stairs, we can skip this little codec call and this little mini cutscene. And this guy's just chilling here. We're just gonna go right through the door.
He's just having a snooze.
Yep. That may not even save time because of the amount of time you have to go to like drop down, but it does look pretty cool
It's
though in comparison.
Insanely amusing. So.
Like, the only version of it to be maybe saving time on is on the Japanese, because you have the same amount of codec screens on that compared to just doing the regular way, but Japanese you think save like 3 or 4 codec screens, so it may just be slightly more worth it on Japanese, but nonetheless. The extra codec makes it slower on HTC. I don't know for the other versions where the codec loads faster. Yeah, there's still a lot of codec counting I need to do, or someone needs to do. Oh yeah, you can explain this area because this area is pretty specific.
Yeah, so this area is not the same on SOL because the elevator itself, the cutscene is not skippable like it is on the other versions, which is just kind of strange, especially if you're trying to run extreme. You have to plan your route accordingly, whereas on the other versions we can just skip this elevator cutscene of elevator coming down.
Just gotta stare at it.
Yeah, you just have to look. Though there is
otherwise, there's some way to do it.
Yeah, there's some. I think it might be linked to like some kind of, I don't know what it is, but you can somehow skip that cutscene in certain situations. I don't know how to replicate it though.
Yeah. So there's gonna be a lot of codec calls here. So, oh, whoops, go through the fence. Gonna be a lot of codec calls, a lot of stopping. So right until we get to Silman, when everything's gonna be picking back up again. So there's gonna be a lot of just cutscene skipping, codec skipping, and we're just gonna be rolling and it can be stopped every 2 seconds or so, which is a little annoying, but I'll have to deal with it for a little while.
Yeah, it's a major part of the routing in this game is knowing where the codecs are so you can skip accordingly. Because some codecs you want to hold the codec button, some you don't, etc.
And for that, you actually need to skip the cutscene and then hold select. For the HD collection, you just need to skip it, and it'll automatically go to the codec. Oh, rip that guy. Don't worry, that guy didn't die. For another game, that doesn't count as a kill.
It's just taking a dip for fun.
Yep. Also, the camera angle does not change there like it does in the HD collection, because whenever you would roll there, the camera would actually change and be facing right, and whenever he does that roll, but it doesn't do it here for some reason. The fall kill, not you exactly. It's not my fault. You shouldn't have been in the way. Oh, that's not good. Okay, thank you. Nice corner.
Ryan's really talented.
Yeah, go ahead first, right in that corner.
Twice.
Yeah. All right. Another array of cutscenes, and for the bomb disposal part, this is gonna be interesting. You saw a little bit of it through Mac McD's run, but for normal, going clockwise is a little bit faster, and you get to do a couple of more different strats than you would see on European Extreme. Now, for the HD collection, you would totally skip the M9, but we actually are going to pick it back up a little bit later on because we're going to need it, and that'll be showcased like towards the end of the run. But we will need the M9 at the very end of the run, but we're going to skip it for now.
Also, this trigger for the cutscene for meeting up with Stillman is further down the hall. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think for the HD collection is like right at the corner.
Yeah, and then you get that like weird noise of like metal clanging. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna be there's still plenty of weird soul changes that we'll be noting throughout playing. Yeah, yeah, it's the gift that keeps on giving. Sons of Liberty, PS2.
All right, see someone's face, and now we're ready to go. So like I said, we're going clockwise. We're gonna go to Strat D first, and the main good thing for this route is that you get to see this little Easter egg that you don't normally get to see. Because if you go this way, immediately afterwards, see a mysterious man in a cardboard box. Try and catch up to him. Oh, we didn't get him.
Reset.
Taking that, yep, reset. Taking that does not matter though for the alert because we're not going for rank 1, so we're fine with taking alerts. Bomb's downstairs here. Gonna need to hold up this guard and roll through him. And that was not the greatest, so I will get shot. Which means my exit's not gonna be the fastest. Oh, that's not. Yes, kill the man. Equip the coolant. Okay, there we go. This is fine. Yeah, the PS2 controller is still something I'm trying to get back used to. It's hard to go back to the PS2 controller.
Yeah, the feel really can't be said enough. The feel is so much different control-wise in this game. Even if the buttons are the same, the way the controller responds, triggers are different, and the sensitivity is much different.
I'll try to get over here fast enough to where I can shoot this guy. Nice. A little bit faster than what you would see other people do. It's not by much. Gonna be grabbing the box here. It's gonna be very important later on in the bomb disposal route. Also, I didn't jump on that guy. I was gonna knock him out normally. Normally, you'd like to jump on top of him. and the alert gets taken away here, so it doesn't matter.
It's very important from here on out that we do not get an alert, because alerts will stick, and it's pretty dangerous to have an alert from here on out during bomb disposal on a clockwise route.
Yeah, exactly. So the rest of this has to be played pretty cleanly. Get the one underneath the Harrier. Try to get the coolant rise. Oh, didn't get. Oh, that was kind of like a half-baked version of it, I guess.
Could you explain coolant rise for everyone?
So basically, whenever you go to the coolants, you can basically try to get up quickly and then change back to the gun. Doing that will cancel the slow get up, because whenever you are laying down, you would get up a lot slower. So if you would change to a weapon, it would cancel that animation and you just get up really quickly. And we'll be doing that in Strut A specifically. For the most part, that's where it's mostly used. I was going to change to the chaff here. I'll be needing it for the Strut F. Now, this bridge is pretty spooky, and especially going in it backwards is a little weird. If you're in European Extreme, you would do this pretty often, so this isn't too bad. And like going kind of backwards like this, so it's all not that bad, but made it through. And chaff's gonna be very important here for Strut F though, because we're gonna need to just throw it immediately, so that we can avoid the alert, because we're gonna get seen here.
Yeah, you really can't mess around with these chaffs in these next two areas, or else you're gonna be in for a really bad time.
Yeah, they're pretty important. I'm using the last chaff here on this bridge. Oh, nice roll.
Beautiful. Yeah, you save frames every time you do a cartwheel, but being able to...
You don't want to do it if it's like that.
Yeah, being able to cartwheel everywhere can be really challenging, because you need to be able to know the distance of the cartwheel.
Alright, Strutty Pump Run, we're going to use the coolant rise quite a bit, and we're going to be doing a little, say, a bug or a glitch where we're going to be able to defuse the bomb in an unintended location. Okay, I can try.
Don't get
Trying to get the quick headshot on him. Trying to get the quick headshot on him. So again, just going to the coolant and then going back to the gun to cancel the animation of actually getting up. And you're not supposed to be able to do it from right there, but for whatever reason, the hitbox just kind of extends that far back to where we can do it like that.
Tyler's a G. You don't care what that guy says.
This guy's gonna see us, but I make it out in time. I don't roll there because I've had times where like I've tried to fit in some kind of roll there, and then I would run into the door and get an alert. So I think it's better just to walk out there and just have better movement in that regard.
I want to note a little thing I noticed that is pretty neat, that when you were going to do that coolant trick by freezing it on the opposite side, you crawled into the position and then crouched into it. That was a little neat time save. Line yourself up.
Thank you. Supposed to lock onto the radio and then go slightly up, but I was just awkwardly trying to aim around him. So yeah, you want to kill him, and this is actually found by you, so this is your strat.
Yeah, we originally were having trouble figuring out how to properly do this area on the clockwise route, but going into evasion here makes crossing this bridge faster than if you were on alert or not on alert. Usually in this run for normal, we don't want to have alert stick. That's why you'll see Tyler get into a door before the alert actually starts. You may hear the noise and the game counts as an alert, but the alert doesn't actually stick, as we say, between the rooms. But in that room, we really do need the alert to happen.
Also, I'm trying to remember, because there's the specific Strut F strat for this version of the game, but I think I remembered it. Let's hope I remembered it correctly. I probably should have practiced that, but Let's see what happens.
For
Keep it
picking up
interesting.
the M9.
Yes, I believe I just coolant him and then do it kind of like the extreme strat, like, kind of is what I'm thinking of it as, but we'll see what happens.
Sounds doable.
Yeah. So keeping the soul ammo is going to be very important. Now, for extreme, you don't want to waste this, but we're going to try to keep the ammo if we can, because we're going to be needing that for the Fat Man fight.
Freeze.
Pull into that guy there. And we'll have enough time because he's going to go back and try and call in his buddy, but we're going to be out by that time. This guard's going to have another bad day here. Goes for another dip.
You mean his brother?
Oh, yeah, his brother, sorry,
unless he
because-
actually got. That's why he doesn't count as a kill. He got back up. And
Yeah, exactly. He's like, okay, this isn't gonna happen again. And then as soon as he gets back up, I'm just back there again. He's having a bad day.
What? Not again.
One other thing to kind of take note of in a couple sections, and this can be more important towards the later stages of the run, but for like answering the codex, you can actually hold select, and it will go to the codec on the first possible frame. That's gonna be very important for the very end of the game for some of the codecs for the arsenal gear. But right here, I just use it right there, where I just hold select during that entire little mini cutscene, and it just answers it immediately.
But you don't want to do that for all the codecs. Sometimes that you
Yeah,
will
correct. You wanna
preemptively
wait.
open up the codec menu, and that is bad
Yeah.
news bears.
Yeah, you want to do it like whenever you don't have control mainly, and there's only like a couple spots where like that really happens. It's like right there, and then at the start of arsenal gear. Oh, not close enough. There we go. Also, the frame rate drops slightly whenever you're actually doing the coolant spray as well. I've noticed. It drops slightly. And as you'll see, a lot of weapons make the frame rate dip, as you'll see later on.
Yeah. RGB is pretty funny in this version.
I've actually never used RGB, or I don't remember using RGB.
It's about what you'd expect.
All right, fortune fight. So, shoutouts to Mac and I believe Roy for figuring this out. But what you want to do for this fight is you want to have her destroy the forklift as fast as possible, because for whatever reason that would kind of make the fight go a little bit faster. So I'm just going to lay down here in front of the forklift. Now she's blowing up the forklift. I can move around freely. What I'm going to do is just save some time RTA. After I grab the SOCOM, I'm just going to look at the wall. Just to save on some frames here. This doesn't matter because the in-game timer is pretty much kind of like a frame counter. Oh, nice. Thanks, Fortune. Just whacked me. Just gonna be staring at this black wall here just to try and save some frame rate. But I'll be periodically checking to make sure that this box behind me isn't gonna be destroyed, which it will be if I save it long enough. So I need to be constantly checking and move over to the next side. It's getting close to being destroyed. That cutscene means that the fight's almost over, whenever it has the cutscene for the elevator. No longer
'cause
gonna look.
The timing on this fight is in part dependent on how many shots she does, correct?
Yes. And that yeah, that determines like how fast the fight is how many shots she does. And for every reason, destroying the forklift makes her shots come out faster, or that she does them more often. Oh, and she's done. Another Soul exclusive thing is going to be this box ascension that Plywood loves so much.
I
I'll do that for you.
Thank you. I was gonna ask. I mean, everyone loves the box ascension.
Yeah, it looks great.
Soul exclusive tech.
Oh, looks like we have a donation, by the way. Actually, 2 donations.
Yeah, I'll read them out if that's all right with you.
Yeah, go for it.
Bring these up. Oh no.
Claymore is a little bit tricky to get around.
So we have a $5 anonymous donation with no comment. Thank you very much for your donation. And we also have a $30 donation from Drix, who leaves a comment that's simply a heart.
Thanks, Drix. Appreciate it. All right, Shred F. Yeah, I think this will be fine. Yeah, this should be fine. I do the like this. So we need the M9 later on.
Well, you don't necessarily need it, but it makes your life a lot easier. And it's probably still faster.
Yes. Okay, that wasn't too bad. That worked about as well as I thought it would. Going back to the coolant spray, we'll be needing that for the Fat Man fights. And another small change is that the bomb placement for Fat Man starting the fight is, for whatever reason, a lot closer on the solo US version. It's like just
it saves you like 10 seconds of running.
Yeah, it's pretty significant, as you'll see here in a second when we get up here.
It's worthwhile mentioning to anyone watching this run that the circular bomb route is still fairly new, and I wouldn't be surprised if there might be still a few optimizations to make, maybe. So
oh yeah, for sure, yeah. Yeah, because me, Plywood, and a couple others kind of conjured it up, but you know, we're the world's smartest people. There could be other people who have some creative ideas, so if you have any ideas, for sure, come in, feel free to tackle it and try to make it a little bit faster. But starting the Fat Man fights, this first part here is random because of the bomb that I go to. He can go either south or north. He's going north, which is the normal one where he would normally go to. Going south kind of has some benefits I've found, so that's why I'm not too worried about doing that route too much. Just me personally, like I haven't found too many issues with going south. And this guy's gonna be a little bit unsure he doesn't get away. Alright, 3 more shots and he's dead. Alright. Down. And Fat Man's done.
Good fight, man.
Thanks. Now, there's another Seoul US thing where they only give you the SOCOM, whereas on the other versions, they would give you the SOCOM plus the coolant, because that's what you had last equipped. But for whatever reason, they just take away the coolant, so that leaves your menuing a little bit better. Also, I didn't press down hard enough.
Yeah, man. Better put like a 5-pound weight on that square button, because...
Yeah, exactly.
They really wanted to show off the pressure sensitivity, like, hey guys, look at this DualShock 2, it's so cool. You have to
Alright, so
slam the button.
yeah, essentially. So we're getting up to the semi-world premiere of the new time save. I don't know how much time it saves, but it's pretty crazy. And this is partly due to me watching some of the MGS2 races, and I saw a certain strat being used, and I'm like, oh yeah, you can do that. So I was practicing, and I did that strat just because I'm like, oh, you know, might as well. Come to find out, there's a little bit of a unique interaction for this game in how it treats certain phases and going into rooms. So you'll be seeing that in the Shell 1 core. And yeah, like Plywood hasn't even seen this. I've only shown a select number of people, so this is going to be quite new to a lot of people.
I'm excited.
This is an actual strat, by the way, he's talking about. Not like what I did. Yeah, no memes here. This isn't some snake v monkey meme. Oh, nice roll. Partially reading the chat, so it's my own fault. So yeah, so now we have to go to the Shell 1 core, and we have to go and find aims, but first we need to go and complete our disguise, because we have the uniform, but we need to find the weapon. So the weapon is stored in Strut F, downstairs, so we're just going to go there. Alright, good, and get tripped up by the bombs. Alright, cool. That's like the worst part, is like trying to walk backwards and getting tripped up by the bombs. That's a little bit tough, so that's usually one of the more scarier parts of going on EF Bridge for normal anyway.
But if you feel a little bit scared, if you're new to the run, you can always use the box, because the turning radius is improved with the box out.
Oh wait, that was a plant-only task? Oh. a plant-only Japanese task.
So specific.
That was essentially like a playthrough, because like I watched part of it, and it was essentially kind of like a playthrough. Like they like watch cutscenes and everything. It was really weird. Very peculiar.
Cutscene percent.
Yeah, exactly. Holding select here as well because I don't have control, and it goes to the codec immediately. All right, so what's gonna be very important for setting this up is to get a caution. What we're gonna do is we're gonna roll into this guy here, and we don't want to go too fast, but we should be fine for the most part. Once you say secure, you can go, and you're pretty safe. All right, so now that we have the caution, we're gonna go grab the D-mic. Gonna go through things like normal. Make sure I don't mess up here. Okay. That guy just doesn't see you whenever you roll down like that. And the main reason for actually doing this caution, if I recall correctly, is you can fit in one extra roll here by doing this. So it's a little bit faster doing the caution anyway. A little close. But in terms of safety, I'm not going to do the extra roll just because I want to guarantee that this is going to work. So I'm just going to take the normal amount of rolls here. All right, here we go. So B1, I was messing around with the caution strat, and I noticed something peculiar whenever you go to B1 with a caution. Now there's another soul-specific thing with skipping the retinal pattern, but that'll be for later. That's not as cool as this. So here's what happens. Let's get the retinal scanner. Oh, the guards are still here. Well, I guess since you're here, I'll just use it for the retinal scanner.
Ooh, very sneaky, sis. Very nice.
Retinal pattern.
It subtracts one of a thing that I know you have a big problem with sometimes is that stupid knock to get that guy run. Very clever.
Now, this was seen in a Japanese Sons of Liberty task, so I assume this is a soul thing. There's also something weird that happened where, like, you can despawn that one guard somehow, but I didn't mess around with that too much because it wasn't consistent, and I wanted to have this being shown off in the run here. But there's some way that, like, you can alter your movement, like you can despawn one of those guards to where you can grab that very far north guard.
Your aim.
Unlucky aim spawn.
Yeah, he's like in the worst position. If you go the normal route, you could have potentially cut over, but that's just, you know, taking one risk and putting it on something else.
And coming up, we have another weird Soul US thing. We have to sit around as Ocelot walks on over.
Yeah, and we can do some funny things, and like we can even like to him. He'll even like say his like line, but then they'll fade to the cutscene anyway. But I'm not gonna try that because that's just a little too risky. But we can do some other stuff too, you know. We can.
Tyler was mentioning the retinal pattern cutscene, and it's worthwhile mentioning for anyone who wants to run this version.
Where are you going?
Tyler.
Enough messing around.
Tyler.
Enough messing around. Okay. I can't go that far back. Okay, you can't go that far back. Okay.
Have you
We know
not
the
you seen the
boundaries
clip
now.
of me doing that? I got caught like at 0.5 or something.
Oh no.
Anyways, what I was trying to mention, the retinal pattern cutscene on Soul US is kind of weird to skip. You have to press the X button once the cutscene starts to fade in. If you mash it, you won't be able to skip it. That was another thing that I discovered running this version. It's very weird.
Now, there's a specific way to actually leave this area, but for whatever reason, it does not work on this version. So we're actually be using the M9 here, which is not something you'd see me do often. So we're going to be actually using the M9. Also, I did not equip the chaff. Yikes. Let's do that. Alright, we're good. Alright, we're good. A little bit sloppy menuing, but we got it. What
You.
the up?
Where are you going?
Oh, you spin me right round.
Being attacked. I don't know where he is. Titan
Oh, okay. Okay.
Spotted the
intruder. Oh no.
Kicked you.
He was.
This is
He was
like
being
Tanker.
covered by. Oh no. He was covering his face with the shield, so I couldn't headshot him. And I didn't want to peek around the corner too much because then he'd see me. Because whenever he sees you, you get an instant alert. So I was trying to play it safer.
Jack,
And I thought
what's
3
going
tranks to the
on?
leg would have been
Answer
fine,
me.
but it wasn't.
Jack? Jack?
So a little bit unfortunate, but it's all good. That actually can be a little bit tricky.
Now this section's going to be a little bit different because optimally you're going to be on caution here,
Caution.
but now we're just in the standard state.
I think it's mostly the same, at least for normal. Maybe for extreme it's a little bit different, but I think for normal it's pretty much the same because you still get this guard here that sees you.
Who's that?
Oh, okay. Nothing here. Wait, what? Whoa, 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 whoa! What the? What?
Excuse me?
Was that the alert call out, right?
Yeah, that is the alert call out.
Mark that down for that's never happened before.
All right. Marking it down.
All right,
Okay.
thanks.
You're welcome.
All right. Send a unit that's not going to show up. Okay. Ooh. I've seen that before, I think. Of course. Stealth has ruined everything, man. It can't be first. Still seen that in some weird Japanese plant story tasks.
Understood. Send an invisible backup unit.
All right. Well, this has been a little bit of a bumpy ride right after that really cool world premiere, but yeah, it's all good. We're gonna be going to the Harrier fight, my least favorite fight in the entire game, and the reason why the brightness is turned down, because as you can see, like how bright it is, this is on -6 in my capture, by the way, and it's still this bright. So by default, my capture has this game really bright for some reason. I may need to change some contrast settings, but I don't really like PS2 capture and me do not get along that well.
Yeah, this game is a challenge to capture. Both of the games on the MGS2 engine are just hard to deal with due to
Yeah,
brightness
there's-
issues.
Mm-hmm. And as per usual, I'm gonna be very risky and try to self-combat everything other than the required ones. I'm gonna self-combat everything except for except for this Cypher one, which I'll be zooming in as I saw, I think, who was it, Raichu?
Yeah.
Yesterday, where they were like not zooming in at all. Oh, I forgot the flag.
Hashtag call out.
Oh wait, no, it's this one. No? What am I forgetting? Am I forgetting that one? Is it the flag?
That's extreme.
Oh yeah, okay, there we go. The flag, okay, making sure. Another issue is running so many difficulties, there's a lot of like small things that are changed. One of them is the sensor placements, that's why I got a little confused. Harrier hype, indeed. Let's hope I get 5-shot.
Right at the start here, Tyler's going to be going for the 5-shot Harrier, and he'll be mashing the fire button and aiming in the certain spot in the middle of the sky, and then curve the final 5th missile as he flies over the strut roof, and he successfully got it. Very good. This speeds up the fight considerably.
Nice. So US specific strat because you cannot go downstairs. So you have to do it like that. Also, you see how bright this is? I'm doing a little abuse of the iframes here by popping out with a SOCOM so I can get a quick shot off as he's flying over me. Second hit. That's alright.
Yeah, this fight definitely has some of the most technical aiming in the game, and the Harrier can also just be a little bit trolly.
Yeah. And we do not use too many Stinger missiles, so we have enough for the lethal vamp strat.
Very important.
And that's another thing. Like doing lethal vamp, you would need to have a considerable amount of Stinger ammo, and on this version specifically, you can't really pick up anything else. If you're playing HD Collection, you could definitely argue for picking it up. but you'll be seeing a specific soul skip here soon that makes things a whole lot easier as far as getting the Nikita and going to the vamp fight. And the reason for wearing the uniform is that there's slight camouflage properties in the fact that their vision is lowered a little bit. So this makes it where I can get through here pretty easily. Now, the only issue, though, is that for whatever reason, going into Shell 2, loads are slower whenever you have this equipped. So I have to have it unequipped by the time I go into Shell 2. Otherwise, it's going to be really slow loads. And I don't know why that is. It's very peculiar.
I'm sure it has something to do with psychology.
Something like that. Oh. Ouch. Most like Twin Snake's gonna be spamming right trigger to go across this ledge a little bit faster. And that's actually where this was kind of like taken from was this right here, in the fact that like you can crawl faster by spamming. Oh, nice camera. And going through that ledge, you can crawl through it a little bit faster. I'm not on caution yet. Interesting. Okay, now I'm on caution. Huh. I thought I would have been on caution by now. Is this gonna make this pattern better? It's gonna make it worse, actually. Okay. Alright. We're cool. So, normally you're supposed to get the caution a lot sooner, and that pattern isn't supposed to be like that. To be fair, I don't think I've ever tried doing that chap strat on Soul, so that's my fault for even attempting it, but another weird thing, I guess. Because you typically get the caution a lot sooner. Murdered a bird. Rip bird boss. Oh yeah, you're right. Damn. Well, I got in the way. I was using the auto-aim anyway. So, the main thing that they patched out from Sons of Liberty to Substance, and this is like pretty big. Now, this is only useful here, and you can do it in one other place, but it doesn't do anything here. But the way that this is kind of laid out kind of makes it really good. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the elevator button, go prone, and then press it. And what will follow... Is my stream frozen?
No, you're good.
Okay, making sure because I saw it on the feed. So we're gonna lay down, press the button, and then we're gonna just drop down. And as you see here, oh, what's I? Oh, come on, wiggle through. Oh,
Wiggle, wiggle,
here.
little fish.
Wait, can I knock it up? Can I knock it up?
Tyler?
Tyler. This
Tyler.
never happened before.
No.
I've never
No.
crawled.
You're drowning!
Okay, we're fine. Just whip the key.
I don't think that's faster.
Oh, don't.
You're robot. What's going on?
Okay. So you're supposed to roll that. This is new. Slowly. Oh no. Oh, Netflix.
I can't save him. The lifeguard's laughing too hard. I can't.
What is it? Get away!
No. It might be on my end. I'm restarting Discord. Hello?
The Patriots.
Hello?
Hi.
Even I don't know
Oh my.
the actual members.
I'm on my Discord
Are
since
they
I just
financial,
rejoined and it fixed
political?
itself. So yeah, thanks for not saving me from drowning, by the way.
The Patriots. Who knows who they
Patriots?
really are?
All right, so yeah, that's not going as planned, but it's okay because the main reason why you would do that swim skip though, or sorry,
This is
you would go down underneath is actually skip swimming. So other than grabbing the Nikita like that, and we won't have to worry about going through any staircases, kind of like that. But the main reason for doing that is so that we don't have to actually swim through. 'Cause swimming is very slow, especially on the PS2 version. The frame rate just dips significantly.
It's really painful. Like mashing circle through the swim section is just like it's like you're swimming through molasses.
Essentially. So, and this is like one of the big reasons to actually run Soul, because you can kind of do something similar to this on the HD collection, but it is much, much, much harder and more annoying, and it can hurt your left and right thumb from mashing doing it. I don't know if anyone showcased that during the first run of the marathon.
The swim glitch, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that isn't very easy to do. Like that takes some specific timing. But for this one, all we gotta do what we did before: drop down, walk a little bit over to the left, and walk south. Eventually, yeah, it's a little bit too far. Do a punch, punch, kick. Run up some invisible stairs, go back down some invisible stairs, and go back up them again. And then we're gonna be at the door to Vamp.
Rhino was getting a little too close to the audience there.
Yeah, the camera doesn't really follow him because the game doesn't know where the hell he's at. All right, so Lethal Vamp. I'm gonna attempt to go for it. I got it in practice both yesterday and today, so see if this works. Oh, pressure sensitivity almost screwed that up. I had to repress the button again.
Well done, though.
Thank you.
For that strategy, the important thing is to time out your shots, because you don't want to spam the Stinger missile. You don't want to
So has
increase.
iframes.
Yeah, he has iframes, and you don't want to increase the lag that's already present. The visual cue that Raichu found is to wait until you see the red bar start decreasing where he's losing his life, and then you can
Yeah,
fire
it's pretty
again.
consistent. The only thing that'd be inconsistent is like the frame drop. So you have to kind of guess, or you have to kind of make up for the frame loss in that regard. So the timing isn't always the exact same. So sometimes it's just a little bit more based on feel. But yeah, for the most part, you're staring right at the health bar, and you have to make some minor adjustments to your shots as well, because he'll start to go further back, and you won't hit him if you just stay in the same place.
Unfortunately, you can't do that strategy on Extreme because it counts as a kill, even though the dude does
He
not
doesn't
die.
die.
It's
Yep.
annoying.
Yes.
It is BS.
And now the few times that we actually have to swim is with Emma, and this is definitely one of the more slower parts of the game. There's an escort mission. It's, just have to bring her all the way to the oil fence, and then timing's gonna take about 7 minutes. So this is gonna be part of the run where it's just not gonna be very fun to watch or to actually play through, because it's just very long and drawn out.
Yeah, we're gonna take a short nap, so thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks for watching. See you later.
The lifeguard is now off duty. But really, though, there is methods to optimize this area.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You want to be in the proper position to hold her hand so that you can move as quickly as possible. You need to be
Swing
aware of your
optimally.
lines while you're walking with her. And there are a few little tricks that you can do when we get to the first floor.
You talking about the teleport?
Yes, I don't think
I'll
you,
be doing that.
you will be or you won't be.
I will be.
Okay, cool.
Just because it was my thing and I'm a fan.
This door is closed. It's supposed to be open. We're supposed to open that from the other side, but the game thankfully allows us to open it from the wrong
Yeah.
side.
And
Otherwise,
there's Solman's dead body.
Otherwise, this skip
Oh!
would not be possible.
Okay, Emma didn't get injured. That's fine. She didn't get injured. It's fine. I gotta go up for some air though, for sure, because I slowed me down. Actually, no. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Because as long as her health doesn't go below the letter A in her name, she won't sit down and start crying, so it's fine. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, so because that was below me, only I took damage. Normally Emma would also take damage if she would somehow get hit from above, but yeah, so luckily I was the only one damaged in that, which doesn't matter too much. And of course she has a fear of bugs, so we gotta help her out.
How do you get that single choke like that? So you don't have to punch her.
Well, I just run up and press square. So why you would toss is if you're holding a direction. That's mainly why you would judo toss is because you're holding a direction. But if you're not holding a direction, then you can just run up there and just kind of get the neutral and then press square once.
This,
as you can see, I'm just... Oh, sorry.
this doesn't look like we're actually escorting her, but we actually are.
Don't worry. We're just making things a little bit faster and more bearable. Less hand-holding, you know. So, because we placed her in that room, whoops, she'll actually be teleported right here, for whatever reason. Oh, I didn't get the fast hand grab. There's a certain angle that you can actually grab her hand and you will not lose momentum, but it's kind of specific on the angle that you actually grab her hand. So there's also that too, because once you grab her hand, you actually kind of just stop for a second. So there's optimization in that. Push her through the door. No way, Jose, in a marathon. Yeah, you can push her through the door, but if you push her incorrectly, then you can soft lock the game. So we're gonna opt not to do that, but if you're running this, yes, then you would try to push it through the door because it does save a bit of time.
Yeah, I think one of the UEX runners did it as well. I think maybe two of them.
Yeah, well, especially since this is the finale and I can't remember if I have a save to
I don't blame you, man.
Yeah.
You're good. Great.
Thanks. And I'm pretty sure I have ammo in my SOCOM, right? Oh, I equipped the M9. That's fine, too. Typically, you'd want to equip the SOCOM, but because the M9 is right there, because I picked it up, it's just because I'm used to running HD collection, so I'm used to that being the SOCOM and not the M9, but this is fine, because we need some kind of gun just to take these last two guards out. This is why I went to a gun. This is fine. This works too. Probably safer too, anyway. Oh no. Corner, please.
NA
oh yeah, I am not confident. Yep. Potato aim at its finest. Now she has low health right now, but whenever we go to the timing section, she'll actually regain all that health back. So
it's because the drugs are wearing off.
Yeah,
that's why.
So the drugs were hurting her, or they're helping her get better, I guess.
No, like now she doesn't feel so numb. She feels stronger.
Oh, okay.
Although all that suffocating in the water, it's fine.
And up on the surface, yeah. So, sniping is going to be a bit of a auto scroller in the sense. I want to stand about right here, so whenever we actually fall below 20 bullets, we automatically get more. Also, shoutouts to the red thermal goggles, the coolest thermal goggles in all of Metal Gear. I think MGS1 has red, right?
Yep, MGS1 and Ghost Babel.
Does Swim Snakes have the red and blue one?
Yeah, it has the, I think it has the substance style. The red to blue.
So we're gonna double check. There are no claymores on the bridge. I know a certain someone that was having a little bit of trouble with checking that. Won't name any names though.
actually find it kind of debatable which one is more eye searing. I think the other one's a little bit harsher on the eyes. Yeah, this section really is, it's an auto-scroller as long as you execute properly. If you don't execute properly, you can get slowed down by the guards or the ciphers catching Emma, and then she'll cower in place.
Yeah, you just have to watch out for the guard, watch out for the ciphers. And you can kill them in one shot by shooting the camera head, or you can shoot the outer body 3 times.
Show off. Can you believe this guy? It's like the world record holder or something.
Did I submit the normal? Oh yeah, I did. I submitted the normal time, but not the new one. I don't think. The new normal. Or no, maybe that's the HC collection.
The new normal.
Well, no, because I did a run like a week ago, but I can't remember if that was. No, that was HC collection no loading trick, and I beat my time by like 10 seconds or something.
I've run so many versions and difficulties in this game. It's very hard to keep track.
Although the weirdest one that I probably will not run for a while, or I'll just need to look at, is hard. Hard is very weird. Not like the other difficulties. It has a lot of specific things, a lot of specific guard patterns. It's very strange. I think specific bomb placements too. Oh yeah, for the last bomb right before Fortune is in a very specific spot on hard only. It's right next to the submarine where you'd find the shaver normally, I think. Bright blue is a killer. Yeah, I agree. I much prefer the red. Easier for me to see. And I only use it for the claymores just to make sure. Also, circles accept, squares decline. Another thing going to Soul is that it's flipped, and you only get that from the HD collection if you play it in the Japanese version, because that's just the typical Japanese button layout, I guess, for whatever reason. I don't know the whole logistics behind that or why that is. Oh, rip bird.
Why circles accept and X's decline?
X's decline. Yes,
it's like a Japanese cultural thing. Like, circle
really?
is yes.
Oh.
You circle something. How do you not know
Well, I
this?
guess that I mean, I don't know the exact logistics. The exact logistics behind it. I kind of had a a guess about it, but I never knew like the exact reasoning behind it. All right, there we go. Don't need the medicine. Rip seagull. I know he was in the way though. I wasn't trying to kill the seagull. To be fair, wasn't trying.
Rip big bird rank.
I want to shoot too many birds now, or else I'm gonna get a nasty call from Rose.
Is it a required call? Like, does she call you to interrupt gameplay, or?
I think so. It may be. I mean, the only real chance to like kill a lot of seagulls early on is if you're playing like, I don't know, very easy or something, and you get the M9 early, and you just right after you go up from the elevator, just start cranking seagulls, and you get the call. It should be in Soul. I wouldn't be surprised if it was in Soul. I'd be more surprised if it wasn't in Soul, to be honest, because they didn't like remove stuff like that. They just changed a lot of gameplay stuff or just small things. I don't think they messed around with the codec calls that much. Come on. All right. By spamming, you actually get a little bit steadier aim, so it's actually better to just spam there. Just double checking there's no claymores left. Okay. All right. Now going on to Vam 2 when she goes in between these two pillars right here. This fight is pretty easy for the most part, as long as you just hit him in the correct place. Now, normally you would think to hit him right in the head because that'd do the most damage, but actually there's recovery frames and like you can't hit him. So the best place to actually hit him Just right in the leg. And he's down.
Epic.
Well, yeah, well, yeah, so that does less damage, but at the end of the day, it's better to do it like that. Now moving on into Arsenal, the only thing I have to really worry about now is... I actually don't remember my pathway leading out. So whenever you actually leave the Shell 1 core, whatever tiles would be missing would also be missing going there. Unless you're on very easy, then it's just all fine, but I don't remember the exact pattern that I took, so I don't think it was that bad though. I think it wasn't anything too crazy. So if you roll well, you have a pretty good pathway because you can fit rolls in between.
Usually want to just mentally note if like, oh, that's a bad panel pattern.
Yeah, this is completely fine.
Because you really don't want to fall down, because that means you're gonna have to go all the way back to when you exited that hole in the ladder.
Now throwing the chaff there though made me like able to actually go through there a little bit faster, but I kind of had to be dependent on not getting shot by the Cypher, because otherwise it's relatively the same. But luckily I did not get shot, so I saved a little bit of time doing it like that. Now an array of cutscenes. The final Rose Call, closing out the plant chapter. Now we are moving on into Arsenal. The final act of the game, the final hoorah, where all the action's at.
Now, in the later versions of this game, this was actually a DLC campaign. You had to pay $5 to access Arsenal.
Yep. Well, this one it's free, so this is why it's the best version as well.
You remember me, don't you?
Now, you don't actually have to press anything here. You'll be fine. You'll never lose health. Even though it's telling you to hold your breath, they're just wasting their time. They're just debating you. As you see, my O2's gonna drop down to 0. Nothing's gonna happen to me. So yeah, so no sense in mashing through that. This is on normal difficulty, Caleb.
We've done very easy, normal, and European extreme.
Pretty much all of the difficulties that are like major and like have been optimized, which is really good. And calling Rose here is going to be a little bit faster than waiting for her to call us. Could be a little bit nicer and just call her first rather than waiting for her. First of all, she's gonna pinch us, I guess. Since she only took a little bit of health. Now, for the later difficulties, like on European Extreme, she does as much as 1 bullet's worth of damage. So, figure out for yourself where she's hitting you in those later difficulties. But we'll say for right now, she only just kind of pinched us there, because that didn't do too much damage. Now, we are completely naked. We don't have any items, no weapons, so we have to traverse through and find our gear that is being that's with Solid Snake. But first, gonna take this codec call again, holding select while we don't have control to answer it immediately. Gonna be taking a specific path here. Gonna be going upstairs. Another codec call here. Once you see the leg rise up, or the knee rather, you can press select. So that's why I got that, because there's a good visual cue. So I want to go through here fast enough to where I can go underneath this camera. If I do, which looks like I got it, I can get a fast cycle here. Ooh, that was close. I almost fell down. So now I'm going to be at the point where he's going to be just turning, and I'll be already right behind him. So that's the fast way through Arsenal gear. Now in the ascending column, we have to take a bunch of codec calls. Now this is pretty much like an auto-scroller, but you have to be to the northern part, because if you don't, then you won't get the last codec call, and you'll get a bunch of random nonsense calls from the kernel. So it's important to stay up at this northern part of the colon.
This is a tricky part casually, because just seems like you're stuck here
confusing.
for a while.
Yeah, very confusing. After this one, we have 2 more, I believe. Yep, we have 2 more. Oh, I miscounted. You would normally like to hold select there. But... Me back up with Solid Snake, who is using his old sneaking suit from the tanker, so you know it looks all proper. And he wants to slash sword at least once, and that's important because if you don't do that, then you'll actually just stay here forever, and you won't progress through. So you have to slash the sword at least once. Also, did you know this, Plywood, about holding the stick and you can do this? Yeah. I don't know about the HE collection, but for this version, yeah, you can just hold the stick and it'll just you can just
It's ready.
hold it like that. Yeah. I just have to wait around here. Now, these next 2 fights coming up are going to be pretty tough. I'll be skipping both of them. Normally, you would only be able to skip the first one, but another soul thing that's going to be exclusive is going to be for the Tengu 2 skip, in that you can skip it on all difficulties, because for the HD collection, you can only skip it on Extreme and European Extreme. But this first fight can be skipped on any difficulty on any version. They never patched this out. Whoop. Let's get the box on.
The area here is, you're intended to slowly make your way through all these guards, but if you just run forward, the guards in the back essentially just despawn. You don't really need to worry about them. I was gonna clear his way so he can do the
There we go.
the glitch that'll allow him to go through the doorway.
Quit the ration just in case. Better safe than sorry. And you can explain this one here coming up.
Yeah, so this method of dealing with Tengu 2 is exclusive to Soul. Well, at least it's much easier on Soul, much more viable. You need to trank Snake, make him go to sleep, and trank him as quickly as possible. And after that, we start a coolant party. Gotta make all these Tengus super cool. Everyone needs to join the coolant party. Yeah, I'm talking to even the guy in the back who's just
Yeah,
staring.
the guy's being very stubborn. He doesn't want to join. He's kind of like going back and forth. He's kind of like deciding if he wants to go in or not.
He's a wallflower, hesitating. But eventually he should come in. And this method, honestly, I don't really understand why this works. It just does.
I don't know either, to be honest. Oh, he finally joined in the party. Nice.
And you can do this on HD Collection, but it's so hard and precise that it's not worthwhile trying.
And here in just a couple of seconds, or about 10 seconds, we're going to see the alert come down, and we'll be able to skip this fight. Won't be too much longer. And again, you can do this on all difficulties, on all Sons of Liberty versions, so before you would only be able to do this on Extreme and European Extreme, doing a different method completely, by the way. You would not be able to do coolant. You'd be using a different method completely.
We have $10 from Stealth Edge.
Oh,
with
thank you.
no
It
comment.
came as a complete surprise when Ocelot
Think
discovered
stealth?
the S3 data from GW.
Thanks, man.
Not a bad idea, though. Using fire to fight fire, creating the perfect assassin to retire Solid Snake.
So how many rays do we have to clear in health bars on normal?
Solid Snake Simulation.
15?
It's a development
10.
program to
No,
artificially
15 I think
reproduce
is
Solid
seems like too
Snake,
many.
the perfect
Yeah.
warrior.
10 probably,
The
I guess.
result is
Not
a
that many.
Foxhound Commando.
That was like
When
7 or 8.
Foxhound no longer exists,
Now,
a simulated
one thing to
Solid
take note
Snake
of, as I was
shaped by
watching,
VR regimen. Sound like someone you
Raichu,
know?
I think,
Jack.
just playing casually or something,
I'm
but
sorry to see you reduced to
he
one
may
of the
be onto something
Patriots'
for normal
puppets.
ray patterns. I don't know.
But I've made use
I think
of
he
you.
has some kind of specific
And I
pattern that I
plan
saw that
to.
I may want to try out, because my normal rays are
Solid
definitely not
Snake's sudden
optimal, and this
appearance,
fight also needs more
your
optimization as
arrival.
well,
It
because
was obvious
the European
the
Extreme fight is
Patriots
pretty
were
optimal,
among
but
my
I feel like
ranks.
this fight is a little
I
bit
had to
different,
smoke out
because
the
they act
agent
slightly
before the
differently
mission
on
entered the
normal.
final phase. You
8?
came
Is it
in
really 8?
handy
Dang,
as
that's
bait.
not a lot.
Yeah, I was quizzing
Those
you,
days
and
during the Civil
sorry,
War
but
were as real as they
failed.
come.
Dang.
Every
Well,
day was
show's over,
absolute.
guys. I don't know the exact number of rays on normal difficulty. Game's
You
over.
ran from it, and now
Supposed to be
you've
the
been
master.
led back to war by something less than real.
Alright, here we go. Definitely less stressful than the European Extreme fight, as that one is a lot tougher, and you pretty much die from anything that's not a gunshot, so there's not really a lot of stress going on in this fight in particular.
Besides
I mean, you
the
can-
soul shenanigans going on.
Yes, you can explain that.
Yeah, so there's some pretty weird situation with the lock-on in the soul version of this game, where you kind of have to delay your shots before Raiden will actually lock on to the next target. It's like a little bit of a lag situation with the aiming, and so you need to wait just a little bit, or else you can mess up your
Oh, this is
shots.
working pretty well. I was just messing around with a random pattern, and this seems to be a good way to start it. So I shot the middle one once before than I would normally do, and now I'm getting this kind of pattern where they're actually jumping up, which is what I want. You actually want them to be really close by and to where they're going to be jumping up right at your face. Oh no. Also, yeah, the lock-on appears before they actually have their like active frames in place, so you can just shoot at them, and sometimes you'll just not hit because the iframes are so active. So that can be rather annoying as well. So I shot too late, so that guy just... Alright. It's also important to actually... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say that if you time out your shots properly while they're doing their battle cry scream, you can get a full damage shot on.
Yeah. And that's the fight.
If you run the extreme difficulty, normal becomes a
Are you
big
awake
joke.
yet, Jack?
Yeah, extreme is a
comparison.
lot more stressful. You have to worry about a lot more
The
things,
arsenal
and
AI is corrupted
it's
beyond repair. I
very,
admit that
very
I
tense the entire
underestimated
fight, but normal is, in comparison, is nothing like it. I'll be doing that probably in the coming weeks whenever I make some more
Squeeze the answers
tutorials.
out of you instead, my
I'd
son.
be definitely be looking into doing that. I just haven't had time to because of this marathon and just a lot of other stuff going on, but I will definitely be submitting to that. Also, can I drop down a little bit? Oh, another little bit. I much prefer mashing on the DualShock 4. DualShock 4 is my favorite controller to mash on. Second would be PS3, third would be this.
It's not him I want
Because the pressure sensitivity makes it a little bit harder to mash. You have to mash a lot harder.
Referring to it as this.
This, yeah, it doesn't deserve to be called out. But I'm kind of curious. Maybe the DualShock 1 would be better suited for this game. I'm not sure. Maybe something to look into.
Intriguing.
Don't you have a DualShock 1?
I do now, yes. It's
Oh,
the
there you go.
PS1 cool, like, light gray version. Very long codec calls before we get into the final fight of the game, Solidus. And this fight has seen some evolution on normal difficulty as well, and maybe you can talk a little bit about that before we start.
Well, there's an even more faster shot that actually does exist, but I won't be doing it because it's a little bit tricky and I'm not too confident. So I'll be doing the regular strat. So what we're going to be doing essentially is just going to make him attack us once. We're going to block it, attack him 3 times, get a certain distance away, and then that's going to trigger... Oh, that was weird. Okay, let's see. Alright, come on. Give me the rockets. Oh, okay, you didn't give me the rockets. Am I too close to him, I guess? Alright.
Yeah, I think you're like...
It's a little too close.
Yeah, you need to be like back from where you were.
Okay, let's go a little bit further back. There we go. Okay, so he's supposed to give us these rockets, and that's supposed to just be the loop, essentially. It's actually better to actually roll out once, because that's... Oh, okay. That can happen sometimes where the sword... Oh, okay. That doesn't go to the next phase. That's fine. That's fine. I don't know. The sword is weird sometimes, I feel. It's weird.
You gotta do, like, this fight is just very strange between the camera being sometimes wonky and the wall can eat up your sword attacks.
Oh, he gave me the shoulder, which is the best attack to get. Again, standing a certain distance away will ensure that he's going to charge at us. Oh no, he gave us the really long pattern there, so that's all random.
You want him to do the ram attack every time.
And that is Metal Gear Solid 2. I'm gonna start it from right here just because I like this whole thing that Solid Snake says. But thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you all for donating throughout the marathon. And be sure to follow this channel and follow the runners as well, because they play these games all the time and they love to play these games. So if you want to see more stuff like this, definitely go follow all of the runners that we're playing today. We have a lot of good people throughout the community, and if you'd like to join, we'd more than happy to actually welcome you into the community. So
it's not whether you are right or wrong.
Yeah, thanks guys for the marathon. I appreciate it, and it was a little bit behind schedule, but that's just to be expected. You know, things don't always go as planned, but thank you Plywood for hosting the later part. Thank you Konami and all the runners, friends and family. I really appreciate it.
And your own future.
Decide for myself?
And whatever you choose will be you.
I don't know if I can.
I know you didn't have much in terms of choices this time. But everything you felt, thought about during this mission is yours. And what you decide to do with them is your choice.
You mean start over?
Yeah, a clean slate, a new name, new memories. Choose your own legacy. It's for you to decide. It's up to you. By the way, what is that?
Dog tags.
Anyone you know?
No, never heard the name before. I'll pick my own name, and my own life. I'll find something worth passing on. They taught me some good things, too.
I know. We've inherited freedom from all those who fought for it. We all have the freedom to spread the word, even me.
Snake, what about Olga's child?
Don't worry, I'll find him. Count on it. As long as you keep yourself alive, he's safe.
Do you know where Liquid went?
I put a transmitter on his ray.
Did he head for the Patriots?
Yeah, but I have a feeling they gave Ocelot a bogus location to begin with. Cheer up, we have a better lead. This contains the list of all the Patriots.
But Ocelot took it.
The one we gave you wasn't the real thing.
What?
This virus is coded to destroy only a specific part of GW, namely the information about the Patriot's identity. Which means that there's a parameter coded in here that defines what that information is.
I get it. Analyze the code and you can probably find out where they operate. Count me in.
No, you have things to do first. And people you need to talk to.
What's wrong?
Nothing. Can I ask you something? Who am I, really?
I wouldn't know. But we're going to find out together, aren't we?
Oh. Yeah.
See me for what I am, okay?
I know.
Do you remember this place?
Of course. This is where we first met. I remember now.
Hmm?
Today is the day I met you.
That's it.
I think I found something to pass along to the future.
What?
He said all living things want their genes to live on.
Are you talking about the baby?
Yeah. But genes aren't the only thing you pass on. There are too many things that aren't written into our DNA. It's up to us to teach that to our children.
What kind of things?
About the environment, our ideas, our culture, poetry, compassion, sorrow, joy. We'll tell them everything together.
Is that a proposal?
This is for your ears only.
I stare at the stars and the sky up above and think, what am I made of? Am I full of sorrow? Am I hurt and pain? Or am I filled with love? I walk by myself on the streets below, and I
Life isn't just about passing on your genes. We can leave behind much more than just DNA. Through speech, music, literature, and movies, what we've seen, heard, felt, anger, joy, and sorrow. These are the things I will pass on. That's what I live for. We need to pass the torch and let our children read our messy and sad history by its light. We have all the magic of the digital age to do that with. The human race will probably come to an end sometime, and new species may rule over this planet. Earth may not be forever, but we still have the responsibility to leave what traces of life we can. Building the future and keeping the past alive are one and the same thing.
Snake, you there? It's me. I've finished going over that disc.
Did you find the Patriots list?
Of course. It contains the personal data of 12 people. There was a name on it. Snake, it was one of our biggest contributors.
What's going on around here?
I don't know.
Anyway, where are they?
Well, we were right about them being on Manhattan, but...
But what?
They're already dead. All 12 of them.
When did it happen?
Well, about 100 years ago.
What the hell?
Yeah. For those of you that do not know about Seoul U, also I should probably stop my timer, shouldn't I? There we go. For Seoul US, I believe the specifics is that for the movies that actually play in game, that does not count towards the actual time. So you're going to see a big disparity between real time and IGT. Now, in the HD collection, they count loads, which is why loading trick is so prevalent in that. And the only thing that they don't count, I believe, is like certain transitions. Like I think transitioning into tank or transitioning into plant, I think those aren't counted. But yeah, IGT is very weird, which is why this is the superior version to run. But yeah, 124.32 in-game time and right under estimate at 134.27 or so. But that was MGS2.
Well done, man.
Thanks. Let's see what rank we got. Oh, wait. I forgot.
Oh, wait.
You'll never know.
Oh, wait.
Because
Go to the
back over
website.
this game. Yeah, this website that is no longer in service.
No,
I think
I'm pretty
even
sure
if you use
your
Wayback
rank is
Machine.
TFXG, LTRJ, FRQM, QVEH, TKOR, WDIV, ZD.
Well, that should be the equivalent to a regular normal rank because I didn't do anything special. There are a various amount of ranks depending on if you end the game with sea lice, which you can get in the plant chapter, but that didn't happen because they can somehow get on your rations or something like that. I haven't really gone through that, but there's a wide array of ranks and they have a lot of different variables, but yeah. But yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Appreciate it. Shoutouts to Konami, all of MGSR, all the restreamers, and all the runners, and Twitch for, well, like even existing, I guess. Well, yeah, because I mean, without Twitch, we wouldn't be here. We'd be on like what, YouTube or Mixer? I mean, come on. But yeah. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say other than thank you guys so much. I mean, whenever we had right before this marathon even started, the GoFundMe was at about, I don't know, about in the upper 400s to low 500s, and it's already nearing $900, and that's just incredible. And in just 24 hours, the fact that it like it can just get that much support, and I do appreciate everyone who has supported. There's just so many names, 29 people, so there's just a lot of support going around, and I do appreciate it. And thank you for your concerns, and if you've been checking up on me throughout the past couple of weeks, I do appreciate that. But is there anything else for us to do, or
yeah, we're gonna just do a quick list